Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the Titan tanks because, of course, in the store or on the main screen on your in your garage, they do have the Titan bundles. Now, we're going to talk about these, but before we talk about these, I have to talk about the video I'd done the other day of the brand new tank that is in the game. Of course, it is called the Sentinel. Now, a lot of people are actually taking the piss out of me because I called it the Sentinelli. Now, all this time, I tested the tank. It's been the Sentinel. I've been saying the Sentinel, the Sentinel, the Sentinel. I then watched Droodles' video about the Sentinel, and I heard him say either it was the Sentinelli or he called it the Nelly as short. But I'm sure he said the Sentinelli. Then in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, have I been saying this wrong? Is it the Sentinelli? Obviously, I'm not good with pronunciations. And I thought, maybe I've been saying it wrong. Maybe it isn't the Sentinel and it is the Sentinelli. That is why I said it was the Sentinelli. But of course, it is, of course, the Sentinel. So, you know what? I fully blame Droodles. Droodles, it's your fault. I got the name wrong. So up yours. I'm only joking. So anyway, back to today's video, the Titans. So we're going to look at the Titans and we're going to decide what I think is the best Titan and of course what I think is the worst Titan. So we'll start off with the Titan Mark 1. Now this is a tier 5 tank, so not too special. I mean, it is what it is. It's a tier 5 tank. Decent enough. But, you know, it's not the best. And then moving along into tier 6, we have the Titan 150. Now, I was actually very happy when this tank was released because, you know, the original old tech tree tank of the T150 was a very, very good tank. And I was very devastated when they removed it from the tech tree and replaced it with the KV2 because the KV2 doesn't fit in with the line, the KV line. However, the T150, well, it was perfect. It fit perfectly. It taught you how to side scrape. It taught you how to use armor. So I was devastated when they removed that from the tech tree and put it as a collectible. So when they released this tank as part of the Titans, I was happy. I was happy that they're kind of bringing it back. However, yes, you can still side scrape, etc., but it's nowhere near as good as the old tech tree version. And then you have the Titan T2457. Again, it's a light tank. It's not special at all. It can be a fun little tank, but that's about it. The Titan HND, I do think is a decent tank. It's not bad. Do I think it's the best? No, I don't. But you know, it is a decent tank. And then they released the Titan Charioteer. Now again, I love the Charioteer in tier 8, the British tank destroyer. I absolutely love it. Of course, it does have the Hesh, which is really, really good. But the Titan Charioteer is nowhere near as good as the tech tree version. So, you know, I was happy when they released it, but then I soon got disappointed. And then at the end, you have the Titan 54D, which again is a pretty good tank. Well, it's a decent tank. It's not really good. But, you know, I don't think it is the best. And then you have this tank here, the Titan Strife. Now, I think that this is the best Titan out of the lot of them. Now, there's a few of them. There is a few Titans, of course. Now, of course, the Titan tanks have one unique feature, and that is, of course, you can change the armor profile. So it's got the dynamic armor system where you click it and it changes your armor profile. So like here, for example, you have a sort of a little pike nose, and you press that button and it just becomes a bit stronger. So I do like that. I do like the I do like that ability. But most of these Titan tanks are not as good as people hope to be. So we're going to look at the Titan Strife because I do think that this is the best Titan in the game. So your turret is 245 millimeters, so pretty decent turret, and it's actually quite a small turret. It's like an alien head, so it can be difficult to pen, but your hull can be weak at 125. Now, of course, the dynamic, as you can see on the picture, so moves armor to cover weak spots in the hull and the turret, so creating additional protection. So for the Titan HND, this activates when your HP drops below 50%. So that is the original. So the original Titans, basically your HP, your hit points drop below 50%, and then it automatically sort of works. However, for the Titan 54, the Charioteer, the Strife, you have to activate it, which I don't mind at all, because you can actually use it whenever. Whereas with the ND, you can only use it when you lose all your hit points, so you don't get the advantage of doing that. Where at least with these, you can click it whenever you want, and then of course it does have a cooldown, so a lot better in my opinion. So your DPM is 2188, and that is a 9.3 second reload. Your penetration is 235 on your AP, 328 on your heat, and 70 on your HE. You've got a 340 alpha gun, 290 on your heat, and 430 on your HE. Your aim time, nothing special at 3.8. Your gun dispersion, again, nothing special at 0.362, and you do only have 6 degrees of gun depression with a top speed of 32 kilometers per hour. So stat wise, you know, it's not the best. I do admit it isn't the best at all, but you know, playing it does feel like a nice tank. Now, do I think they're worth the price? Probably not. So we're going to get into this game. It is a pretty decent game, to be fair, and then we'll go and look at all the prices of the Titan tanks. So I'm in a decent position here, only showing my turret, which is what you want to do, and again, only use the armor sort of dynamic if you absolutely have to. Don't just click it for the sake of clicking it. Do you know, are we going to click it now? We are, but I'm not going to see because I freaking zoom in, so you can't really tell the difference, to be fair, but it does sort of increase your armor. So it doesn't increase it by like an awful lot. It just sort of it changes the way of your armor looking. So again, you could have like the T54D, for example. You've got a pike nose, and to an extent something like this as well. You've got a pike nose, or you've got a flat hull. You click it, then it ends up in a pike nose. So clicking it as soon as someone shoots you can work, because they could look at your upper plate, you quickly click it, and then they sort of hit a red zone. So it can work, but it don't work as much as people sort of hope it to be. So, you know, yes, it's got the armor profile that you can change, but honestly, it doesn't work as much as you would like it to work. It can work, of course it can work, but not as much as you'd hoped it to work. So 1600 damage at the moment. Of course, all I want to do at the moment in this position is show my hull. So I need to just back up because I'm not getting the gun depression, and then this Blaze can just try and shoot me all day long. And again, given the opportunity, there are weak points, so he will be able to shoot, but at that point, I don't think he was able to pen me, so he just went with the HE and only done 78 damage. So at least he done some damage. So now I'm just going to push towards him just to try and clear him. Of course, we do get on the low roll and only leave him on 24. And then, of course, I'm in the open. He will be able to penetrate me, no problem. But we do manage to get him gone. So it is now a 3 versus 3. However, I have a lot of hit points and the enemy does not. So even at this stage, I'm very, very confident that we are going to win this game. Of course, I do need to be careful of the Annihilator, because if he gets the 3 shells into me, then I will be a one-shot. But now, that guy's gone, so it is just the Annihilator. And at this point, I'm not too bothered. As long as I can get a shot, he can shoot me all day long. But, you know, with the angles I was there, I do manage to get all them bounces. So we ended up on, we managed to get the ram there, just shy of 4k damage. We blocked 940 damage, so it does work. It wasn't enough for a Master U badge, sadly, just enough for a first class, but you know, it is a pretty easy game. I didn't get enough XP, but me and the Annihilator, I think we carried that game. So I definitely think it is the best Titan. However, for the price of it, 12,500 gold, I probably wouldn't pay that. I probably wouldn't pay that much for this tank. You've got the charioteer there at 10,000. Maybe with the Strife, yeah, 10,000 is okay. But yeah, I wouldn't pay any of these tanks really. You've got the Titan Mark 1 and the Titan 150 at 6.5, which I do think is a pretty decent. I know it's a tier 5 and a tier 6, but 6,500 gold for them two is not too bad. The same as the Titan T2457 and the HND, 8,500 gold for both of them. And then you start getting the sort of the tier 8 tanks on their own, and they kind of up the price. So 12,500 gold I do think is a bit steep, so this time round I wouldn't pay for that. So let me know your favorite Titan in the game in the comments below. But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69 and I will catch you all soon. Bye bye.